Hey YouTube, coming at you with it is a catch cup, so it's a Great League team. These battles were done in the Great League, but all three Pokemon are available in the catch cup. It is Shadow Dragonair. I'll put up the Shadow right now. Medicham and CARBINK. So viewers submitted. They mentioned about reviewing their battles from like a I want to hit Legend, help me out perspective. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna do some analysis of these battles. But the team itself, I actually quite like. So they said it's a sneaky fast move team, which it sort of is. Like Dragon Breath is, I think there's like the Dragon Breath, Razor Leafers, Smackdown, which are the very obvious fast move damage teams, and then there's kind of like Counter and Rock Throw, which are like not true fast move damage teams, but kind of sneaky in there. Overall, like it's a quite balanced team, right? You have Dragonair, which is just like very safe overall. One of your main weaknesses is going to be Fairy and Ice, so you are double weak to Fairy. Is the only sort of drawback with this team. Many's just generally safe, and then CARBINK is weak to grass and water, but Dragonair will deal with that. So it's a very balanced team. So let's get into the battles so we can start analyzing these. There's quite a lot of battles here. And let's see these in action. So Shadow Dragonair against Dewgong. So Shadow Dragonair is generally safe, except for fairies and ice, right? And not even all ice. You can stay in with Froslass, but Dewgong is not what I want to stay in with. Medi, I think it has to be your safe swap on this team. There really is nothing else that you can do. Getting hit with the Dewgong on the lead with a Jellicent in the back is kind of rough. The only thing that I would say is you can't really change much about this lead win and then switch here, because I think you have to come Medi just because of how generally safe it is. But if they have a Dewgong on the front, knowing how popular Medi is in the Great League, they likely have a Medi counter in the back. So I'm not saying it's the worst thing to just come in Medi, just generally. If you have an ice on the front that is weak to fighting, it is likely they have an answer to Medi in the back. So you can potentially come in CARBINK. Again, CARBINK can just get super walled by like Swampert and stuff like that. So it's more risky. But from a team reading perspective, maybe you make that adjustment if you see some ice fighter on the lead, ice weak to fighting on the lead. I think you just have to take this. Okay, so there is, in terms of win condition, you have a Dragonair, which I guess could shield once and get a couple moves off on the thing is, I think you almost have to try and two shield CARBINK to the win here, right? You don't know what's in the back yet. You know that CARBINK can deal with Dewgong because Dewgong is weak to rock. So maybe they have like a second answer in the back. You're just gonna be hard walled anyways. But going down a shield without even knowing what's in the back leaves you kind of at risk here. So I'm gonna have to take this move. I get it. You also don't want to have like the Dewgong icy win you and then lower your attack, so you're left there. So maybe you kind of need to keep this Dragonair alive. Grab one shield back, so that's good. Is a Sableye, so this is overall great. So the only thing I would say here is maybe just build up to the Moonblast, because they can let this go now, whereas opposed to if you are now at a Moonblast and then through, they would more likely to shield. So you got to at least fake the Moonblast. It is not a Shadow. I mean, not Purified or Shadow. So yeah, they're running Power Gem, which is fine. Like there's not much I would do different. I would still take that move anyways. But this is looking, yeah, I think you shield because even the rock throw damage is going to do a ton anyways, right? So even if they get a drill, yeah, it's not a bad idea to try and catch, because the last thing you want to do is let them farm up as much as they can to get to the drill end. This was going to force them to throw because Dragon Breath just is generally strong. So good win there out of a tough lead. Guzzlord is tough. I think you have to stay in, get to the body slam first, which is nice. This will do chip. Either way, you let this next one go, because I think their Dragon Tail, Dragon Breath. See, I don't like this because I think they're gonna outpace you anyways, and they let it go. Okay, interesting. Banking the move, that was actually quite smart. I'm actually surprised at that. I'm still actually shocked that they left here, because it, like, does God? I'm sorry, I don't know why I stopped. I could just let it keep going. Well, I'm just gonna look this up. what in the one shield Guzzlord versus, because I have to imagine that given Guzzlord's bulk, it was going to beat you. So I'm very surprised that they gave that up, but maybe I'm wrong. But let's see. In the one shield, yeah, quite easy. They can just Dragon Tail you down. So I'm really surprised they gave that up there. I think you played it right. I think you got a bunch of damage off, and then you're just absorbing the charge move on this. And unlike Medi, this is not half fighter, so you can just go straight here. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's not going to take them out, and they're going to get to a move anyways. But there's no real point of going to a Moonblast here because you can just get a little bit of extra energy here. Thunderbolt, take that. That's fine. Farm down. They'll come in with their last Pokemon, I guess, because you can't really come Guzzlord here. And if you're coming in here, it means you're super weak in the back to this. So yeah, I would just throw immediately. Even if they are super weak in the back to this, I don't think you shield in any capacity. But yeah, there's that. This game's over. I would just let it go and come in Medi. I mean, it does not matter, quite honestly. But you could just let that go and just come and counter down from that range. But grabbing a shield, have it. Yeah, this game's beyond over. They lost as soon as they gave up that Guzzlord lead. I do not know what they were doing in that matchup. They had you. They had the lead and they could have kept switch there. So I'm surprised they gave that up. You got to come Medi, but again, they're going to have a Medi answer. Okay, I don't mind that. So there's the Medi answer. Yeah, I guess it is Shadow Claw, so you're doing neutral. Again, the only problem with that play is they are going to have a ton of energy coming out of this and going to be able to beat you in switch here anyways. So they're going to have Sableye, which is going to do damage on you, and then they're going to be able to come and do Ice Punch immediately because they're loaded with energy. And they shield. And you know they're loaded, so like what do you do here? I think you just try and go to shielded CARBINK. I'd instant swap now. You can't let them farm you like that. If you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose anyways, but if you're gonna lose like that, you can't let them farm. Because now they just got like 3 or 4 claws down. You always, I forget what was in the front. Oh yeah, the Sandslash. So it's not like you're gonna get debuffed or anything, but you always, if you can, try and keep a Pokemon alive for some sort of catch later, right? There's no point of just letting it go down, letting them get energy, and going down to one Pokemon where you have nowhere to run, essentially. This was a tough team comp anyways. Ice on your Dragonair, Sableye on your Medi, and then Superior on your CARBINK. So you're basically hard countered, but that's how I kind of play it differently. So let's see if you play this the exact same way. Again, I don't totally agree with this play. Nice. You did catch the Ice Punch this time. I think that's maybe what you were trying to do last time. But still does a ton of damage. Yeah, this is rough. Not going to get to it. Now they're just going to take you out is the only problem. I mean, they're going to take you out anyways. You probably could have got to an Ice Punch if they were a little slower on it. This Shadow on Shadow, yeah, Gligar's pretty tanky. This one I'd shield. Yeah, this one I'd shield only because you can basically get to a move and at least grab the shield back here or do good chip, and I wouldn't hate either, quite honestly. The only problem with coming in immediately here is I think you almost have to stay and force them to throw, right? If they're not going to take you out and you can still probably get to an Aqua Tail, the problem with this is they are already basically loaded with a drill run when you come in here and you didn't try and catch or anything. So now they just basically farmed up to 2 drill runs. Because they're only taking neutral to ice and steel, they're going to be able to basically just load up to 2 drill runs. Even if you shield one, the other one, especially from a shadow, is going to do a decent amount of damage, right? So there's 1 drill run. They'll have a second if they want to throw here. They just bank it. Yeah, this is going to be tough. This whole team's kind of weak to Medi. I mean, to Azu, quite honestly, because You're double weak to Play Rough on the front here, and Bubble's super effective here. So you're kind of like the team's not flawless by any means necessary. The fairies, especially Water Fairy, is really tough for you. But I'm of the I always said I'm of the belief that like I take those losses if the team is otherwise sound. And I think that's kind of where this is. I think the team is otherwise sound that I'm not too worried about the losses that you're going to get with like Azu. So yeah, the only thing I'd play different is you might want to just leave right away on the front end there, and then you can't let them just get 2 Drowns off with ease there. So this is an evenish matchup. Definitely worth staying. Yeah, I don't mind the shield. They give up into Sableye. Yeah, so this is an easy one here. Just take any move. You got a few Dragon Breaths through. Can you... Yeah, you can definitely just go. I don't think it takes it out, but whatever. You can just take the charge moves. Farm down. Going to undercharge. Okay. Yeah, the charge moves aren't really going to hurt you, so coming out with a... Jeez, perfectly undercharged. Lantern comes in. It is a Spark Lantern, so you get to a Moonblast. I would just throw... Oof. Yeah, I wasn't counting either. You're going to lose CMP here, and they're going to take you out. Oh, no, okay. You're tanking enough. I would also just go for the Moonblast. You're only going to get 1 move off. You might as well go for the heavier hitting one. And they come in Gligar. I think you just have to come Dragonair. Yeah. You can potentially keep this alive, like shield up another move if you want. I would probably shield and get the move off. Yeah, get the move off and then Dragonair. Stay in. So farming up a bit. Yeah, get over farm. It doesn't matter. Like, Medi's going to beat Lantern straight up, and then getting extra damage breath, Dragon Breath, and Body Slams here is just icing on the cake for generally safe matchups. That's the thing with CARBINK. CARBINK can just like absolutely wall some Pokemon, and it just causes them so much problems in the back end. So this game is over. Okay, Dragonair against Gligar. Again, you just stay in here. Aqua Tail. They're going straight Aerial Ace, so you don't need to shield this, right? You know that's an Aerial Ace. That's only 5. You can live that. They come Medi, and you really don't have an amazing answer for Medi. You have the best mirror match. I don't mind chipping here. And then coming in here, so you just Ice Punch. You might want to come out with at least another Ice Punch. That's the only thing I'm going to say here. You got to take a Psychic. One Psychic won't take you out. As long as it doesn't lower your attack, I would try and come out with as close to a second Ice Punch. You don't need to go Psychic. No. I think this is just a waste of energy. I think at this point, you just, especially in the red, you can probably just go Ice Punch anyways. So you need to go Ice Punch there because 1, they're close enough to be taken out in the red, and 2, you need to come out with energy. So you just lost Switch. Just come in here, farm down, hope they come back in Gligar, because if they don't, Lantern's an interesting one to come in with. I think they're just assuming that Gligar is their win condition, which they're not totally wrong. Nice catch. This problem is this will chip, and then once this chips, it's going to put you pretty close to... they're going to have 2 digs. 1 dig won't take you out. I don't think. I'll put you in the red for sure. It's a shadow. Shielding right off the bat. Yeah, I don't mind shielding right off the bat because I assume they were going to shield anyways. I mean, they're going to throw the dig. It'd be very, very risky to throw an Aerial Ace there. They'll get a dig off for sure. I don't think it's going to take out a full like half health CARBINK here. It's going to put him in the red. So they're going to have to throw again. Full farm down. That's huge. Throw the move. Yeah, get any chip damage off here. And I think you're at a move 2, right? Yeah. Good snipe. So good win there, actually. I'm honestly, you're only doing like minor things I would do differently. I would stay in here. Aqua Tail, this matchup's closer than you think. It's a loss, maybe a little better on the fast move timing there so they don't get a full smackdown through. I think you have to shield 1. You don't have to. You can come in Medi, but I would shield 1 and chip as much as you can with the Octails. The problem with this, they're going to have an answer for Medi. Yeah. You either need to... I mean, this Shadow Vex is going to beat both of your back Pokemon, so pulling it out is not the worst case scenario. The only problem with that is if you're going to... Because we're going to like lose the front end. So now you're going to like lose the... You got double shield. What do? You have to absorb it on Dragonair, but that's still going to like Shadow on Shadow. It's going to take you pretty much out. Yeah, you have to shield, but then that leaves Bastiodon free, and you really don't have an answer in the back to this. Going to get one Aqua Tail off here. No, they're smart. Yeah, they're smart to just come Vig. You got to bank at least one move, but this game's probably over if they're smart. I mean, your shield's down. Throwing Bulldoze and then switching to Bastiodon to absorb your damage is probably a smart idea. Yeah. Moonblast resist. I mean, it's the right play. It's resisted. If they get to a Stone Edge, probably doesn't take you out. But I'm imagining, no. Why would you throw the Flamethrower? Rock resists fire. They just what are they doing? So rock resists fire. They just threw that game. Because if they Stone Edge you, they probably like take you out and then they can smack you down here or force you to throw, and then they would have the Vigoroth. So I think they were putting your opponent through that one there. Another Sandslash, and I'm guessing you're gonna play it the same way. I don't. Yeah. It's such a, and this is the only problem with this team. If they have a Sandslash, they 100% have an answer for Medi. So you have to try, and if you come in immediately with Medi, they're going to punish you. Again, the Sableye matchup is never as bad as you think it is, especially if they go straight foul play, because one foul play doesn't take out, and you get to 2 ice punches and you take it super low. So it's not the worst case scenario, but you still lose switch. You just gotta come. Yeah, this is actually smart. I was gonna say just come Dragonair and just take it and go 2 shield CARBINK, but just taking the move on CARBINK is much smarter than that. So they're coming in here, which means they are very weak to this. I would commit both shields at this point. Yeah, I think you have to. I think you just recognize that they're weak in the back, grab a shield back. But basically I'm double shielding and just trying to farm this down as much as I can. Hypno. Okay. Hypno's a weird one. These confusions are going to really add up. You'll get to another move here. Yeah, Body Slam is the best neutral move here, not Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail you only throw when Body Slam is resisted. Body Slam is the way to go. They're going to have to try for farm down. You got one shield. It's over. Shield once. One's not going to take you out from this range. They're not going to get to 3 before you rock throw them down. So Galvantula is a great lead. Stay in here. Dewgong, yeah, instant swap. You're pretty... So in your comments, it's interesting because in your comments you said, I've never hit Legend. Teach me, like, analyze my battles so I can hit Legend. There's nothing I'm seeing here. Usually when there's like, there's minor things here and there. But I don't feel like the minor things are... Oh, they kind of spun out there. I don't think the minor things are Legend-like. Not killers. I don't know about giving up switch here. I know Lunge is going to be neutral. I know you don't want to get farmed down. Coming back Dragonair is kind of risky there. I don't know if I'd do that. But I understand you don't want to get farmed down, but you only have like 1 HP anyways. And I guess CARBINK is going to sweep Galvantula anyways. So I understand what you're trying to do them, but You gotta throw. You should be able to just rock throw down and then rock slide the Galvantula. So it's gonna win the end. But as I was saying, like the team itself, I think is good. It has minor problems, but I'm fine with like just taking the minor losses overall for what otherwise are wins. This Froslass matchup you can stay in actually because you win in the one shield if you time properly, which it's a one turn move versus fast. As long I think you should be able to outpace, but maybe with that, I think you can shield and get to the second Aqua Tail if you want. You don't need to. You can just grab one shield and then come CARBINK. The only thing I would say, they give up switch. Interesting. I'd stay in here. I would throw the Moonblast and then adjust based on what they do. If they let this go, I'm probably coming in Medi and countering down all the way. So I would just commit to the farm down, take a move. You can even shield Thunderbolts if you want, or shield the Psycho Boost. But I think you just got to commit to the farm down, come out with a Psychic, like 1.5 Psychics, because then CARBINK will be able to deal with that. So 2 Psycho Boosts do hurt. They eventually come Froslass, but this is probably too late. You've already got so much energy, unless they're just going to sacrifice this. I probably shield back because you have a bunch of energy. Their defense did fall, so you could probably just... It's risky. I think you probably could just go straight at Ice Punch because their defense fell. But if you just want to get this out of here, not take maybe potential 1 or 2 Powder Snows, that's fine. I would... Yeah, I probably... I was going to say, I'd probably let it go and just go... Oof. CMP on the Ice Punch here. Yeah, I was going to say let go one shielded CARBINK, but I was going to say you can't... If with that one, you might want to try to... Can you come back from this? Oh, no, you're already way too low. You can't come back from this. One Earthquake's going to take you out. In that matchup with the Medi, I feel like you can't throw on CMP. I think you have to throw like one before CMP and then try and catch on the CARBINK is really your only win condition there. But overall, like I play things minorly different, couple of matchups, but overall you seem to have good reads on the matchups. You seem good with your energy management. The team itself is strong overall. So there's nothing that I look at there and says like you can't make legend. And you have Shadow Dragon or Medi CARBINK, right? So you clearly have Pokemon that are able to get you there. So I just say keep grinding. Some people can do it quicker than others. Like with me, you see my stats. Like I hit legend every season, but I play all my sets every single day. So I think the more you play, the better chance you have. I know I had this debate with someone before that they say like, you play more games doesn't allow you to get to legend. It just keeps you in your certain range. But I'm like, no, but with the more times you get to play, the range all kind of shifts, right? That's why like in a shortened season with like only like 6 weeks, you have to like push hard because like, and against all good players because all the people are in like 3,000 range. But like in a 3-month season, those all-star players are now at 3,600. So yes, you can hit legend against 3,000 because in a shortened season, those current 3,000 players would be at like 2,500, right? So that was my argument. It fell on deaf ears, but whatever. Yeah, so I'd say just grind more. Team's fine. Minor things here and there about matchups and reading and stuff like that. But like you're quite strong, like overall. Like some of these battles I get, you can like really tell. I think there was one legend team that I showcased where I was like, do this, and then we like did it exactly every single move the same. So it has happened before where I'm like, legend did everything that I would do. You did a couple things that I wouldn't do, but like they weren't like major, like, oh, this cost you this game because you played so stupid. Like it was none of that. It was just like, I probably would have done this differently. So I think you can get to legend, quite honestly. Yeah, just keep grinding. I don't really have many other sort of like tips. I would just follow the minor things that I mentioned about like how I play matchups differently. But other than that, it's not like you need to like substantially change your game or how you play or something, because you seem to know what you're doing. So thank you for the submissions. Like I said, for this week, so two more things. I know we're in a 25-minute video already, but two more things if you made it this long. One, we're just going to do, like, these battles were done in the Great League. Other people have sent me Great League teams. I'm just going to showcase them as long as they're not, like, very obvious, like Registered or something that haven't been around this season. If they're, like, two, probably three all been around, even though they're in Great League, I'm just going to showcase them. The other thing I want to talk about, which I totally take the point for Catch Cup. So Catch Cup, I was arguing that, like, from my perspective, it sucks because you're hurting me as a player who's played forever. A lot of other people argued you can't look at it that way. You got to look at it from a perspective of, I'm a newer player. I don't have all the Pokemon to compete in Open Great League. So now Catch Cup at least gives me a chance because I've got newer Pokemon, so I can at least play way more competitive than this. So I take that argument. I agree with that. I think what it comes down to in the ending is Catch Cup should not be on alone. It should be Catch Cup in Great League. So those of us who've been around for a while can play Great League. Those of you who are new can play Catch Cup. That is how you solve that problem. But you know, not something I expect Niantic to figure out. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for the submission. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.